way, of course, toward 8 o'clock, points thereafter. Here's 10 o'clock. There's that chance for a quick downpour, perhaps a thunderstorm in the mix as well, and then that's done and over by midnight. Initially, our wind is out of the southwest, and then it becomes westerly and northwesterly. But the takeaway here is how the wind gets stronger as we head toward and past midnight. As Mark and Erin alluded to, we do have statewide a wind advisory in effect into early tomorrow morning. Again, we could see gusts up to perhaps over 50 miles an hour. So for the bus stop tomorrow, it's still going to be a bit on the windy side. Temperatures in the 40s, so cooler than this morning. And then by the afternoon, temperatures for the ride home under bright sunshine, topping out in the upper 40s and low 50s inland, between 50 and 55 along the shoreline. And as tomorrow moves forward in time, the wind will be relaxing, but it increases again on Friday. We'll have much more on this active weather pattern with upcoming chances for rain that impact both Saturday and Sunday this weekend in the First Alert 7-day.
We will see you then. Mark, thank you. Now to a story you'll see exclusively on 3. Tenants from a Hartford apartment building already reeling from a fire last week, now facing a devastating new blow.
Yeah, and this is incredible. They say their belongings were stolen from the boarded up building, and they're blaming the landlord.
Your reporter Owen Kingsley is there live tonight with more. Owen.
Well, Mark, Erin, these thefts add insult to what is already a traumatic experience. Ryan Peer says that his apartment was surrounded by flames and that his only exit was his 3rd-story window.
I look out my window and I just look down and it's 55 feet to the ground. I mean, I'm lucky that Hartford Fire is 3 minutes away. If Hartford Fire is 10 minutes away, if I'm on the 800 block, I'm not standing here. You know, like that's really what the came down to. I haven't slept in days, bro.
The Hartford Fire Department was able to rescue him just in time. City officials and tenants say the building has a reputation for poor maintenance by its owners at Management Group, as well as concerns of unhoused people breaking in. Some blamed the fire on the boiler in the basement. Nearly a week went by until they were allowed back in to collect their stuff.
We felt uncomfortable with leaving our things here for days and days unattended because nobody's watching our stuff.
Tenants' fears came true.
One of my TVs was here.
They came back and found things missing.
Two TVs gone, my PlayStation gone.
They literally broke the locks.
When I walked into my building, my TVs are yanked off the walls. My son's toys were peed on. His pictures were ripped up.
The tenants were saying, we need to get our valuables because we know there's going to be robberies because that's what happens. And the landlord just didn't do anything about it.
The money that we gave them for protection, for shelter, has failed.
The city says they have visited and stepped up their code enforcement of this property over the past year. Last month, the city hired a tenant liaison to provide a specific resource for renters in the city to reach out to for help.
I will say for them and to any other landlord who thinks that they can make money off of disadvantaged residents, or holding disadvantaged residents in our city in substandard housing, that day's over, that this administration is stepping up its enforcement, that we are going after them in far more aggressive ways than we ever have in the past.
Now, tonight, Hartford police are investigating these thefts. We did reach out to Mint Management Group. We did speak with someone in their office, and we were told that they cannot comment on the situation. Your reporter live in Hartford, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Awful victims twice over. Owen, thank you. Also right now at 6, one person unaccounted for tonight in Basra after a fire here raced through a house early this morning. One neighbor telling Eyewitness News he and his wife heard 2 big booms before they saw flames coming from the house. He ran over to try and help.
Went in the door was already open for some reason, so I ended up just going in and yelling his name, and it was too smoky for me to go forward. I just couldn't hear anything.
Investigators have not confirmed the status of their search for the homeowner as of right now. The house and detached garage are both destroyed. The cause is still under investigation.
A Bridgeport woman appeared before a judge in Meriden today, charged with bilking a 73-year-old Wallingford man out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Police say Nyesha Upchurch is part of a massive scam and money laundering network out of Jamaica. The victim was told he had won more than $9 million from Publishers Clearinghouse, but needed to pay taxes up front. He then wrote 11 checks, most of them made out to Upchurch. The man's family is now warning others.
They just victimize the elder, people who might have early onset dementia, or again, like my father, someone who might be suffering from severe depression, and they're just more vulnerable. He truly believed that he had won something in the mail.
It's just horrible. Other suspects have been named in this case. Meanwhile, Upchurch is out on bond tonight.
Well, the election is over and the numbers are all in tonight, and it was really a big sweep for Democrats here in Connecticut. 29 seats in municipal elections went from red to blue. Your chief political reporter Susan Raff is sharing what some are saying about the results.
Connecticut saw a lot of Democratic victories on election night. In Bristol, Mayor Jeff Caggiano lost to Democrat Ellen Zapu-Sasu. In New Britain, an open seat vacated by long-term incumbent Mayor Erin Stewart. That's where Democrat Bobby Sanchez pulled off a big win against Sharon Beloin Saavedra. And in Ansonia, David Cassetti, a six-term Republican mayor, lost his bid for re-election to Democratic Mayor Frank Tiska.
What we saw were Democrats coming out, Democrats supporting issues that matter, Democrats uniting.
On election night in Connecticut, Democrats flipped 29 seats, and the chair of the state Democratic Party is calling it historic. Some feel President Trump may have been a factor. However, Governor Lamont says it's more about issues, which he says are kitchen table concerns about the economy.
I heard a lot of worries about what's going to happen to my health insurance costs and what can we do about that. Look what Washington's doing about it. We heard a lot about SNAP benefits. Obviously, that was front and center. That's 360,000 folks who are afraid that's not going to be able to continue.
Democrats also had big wins throughout the country, and a lot of people are talking about New York City and the victory of Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist. The head of Connecticut's Republican Party says local elections are about local issues. Ben Proto says the face of the Democrats is now Mamdani, and Connecticut Democrats are now proving they embrace Mamdani socialism with their challenge of the liberal John Larson and Ned Lamont. Is Tuesday's election an indication Democrats will do well in the midterm elections next year? It could be. Democrats say government shutdowns, higher taxes, and skyrocketing health care costs could flip more seats. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
A lot more still ahead on Eyewitness News at 6. Coming up, a closer look at some election night victories where new mayors will be taking office across the state.
One Connecticut community might be adding armed guards at local schools. More on where a key decision is expected tonight.
And let's take a live look over New Haven on this first alert weather day, how strong winds could impact your plans tonight, plus how cold it could get in the days ahead. That is all ahead next in your first alert forecast.
Well, with election night 2025 now in the history books, there are some new mayors who will be taking office in several Connecticut communities.
Let's take a look at a few of them, starting with an upset in Bristol. That's where Democrat Ellen Zapu-Sasu unseated incumbent mayor Republican Jeff Caggiano. This is a familiar job for Zapu-Sasu. She was mayor back in 2021 before eventually losing to Caggiano.
New Britain voters have elected their first new mayor in 12 years as longtime Democratic State Rep Bobby Sanchez has been elected, replacing current Republican Mayor Erin Stewart, who is now exploring a run for governor. Mayor-elect Sanchez said he is focused now on building a safer, fairer, and more affordable city. He will take office coming up next week. An open mayor seat in Norwich will also be filled by a Democrat. Singh Swarnjeet won the race last night. He describes himself as a businessman, community leader, and a family man. His family actually fled the Sikh genocide to come to the U.S. back in 2007. He said he is the embodiment of the American dream, and he's focused now on affordability.
And in Hamden, Democrat Adam Sendroff will be sworn in as mayor on November 30th. He won the election by a landslide in a crowded field of candidates. The incumbent mayor decided not to seek re-election. Sendroff is a familiar face in Hamden. He's the former Board of Education chair and also ran the town's community center during COVID. And you can check the election results for all the mayor and first selectman races across the state. Just scan the QR code you see on your screen. And keep in mind, this does not include any of the uncontested races.
Bristol Public Schools could be ramping up security. What needs to happen for them to add armed security guards in schools?
And our first alert weather day coverage continues. We've got the threat for some stronger storms this evening. A wind that could gust to over 50 miles an hour. When to expect the worst. Wind conditions improve. And the latest on weekend rain chances ahead in the first alert forecast when Eyewitness News at 6 continues.
Welcome back tonight to Eyewitness News here at 6 on a Wednesday. Right now for you, Bristol's public schools could actually soon have armed security guards.
And tonight, the Board of Education there will take a final vote on whether to add those additional safety personnel in schools.
Amanda Callahan is your reporter live at Bristol City Hall where the decision will be made. She has more for us tonight. Amanda?
Mark and Erin, this is the final step in that decision-making process. The superintendent says it would be a first of its kind for the city, a Bristol Public Schools employee who would be allowed to carry a gun inside school. And she says it's all about making sure that their students and staff feel safe. As of right now, the middle and high schools have school resource officers who are armed. However, those positions fall under the Bristol Police Department. What's being voted on tonight is adding armed guards who would work for Bristol Public Schools. Tonight's vote comes after the School Safety Committee and the city's Policy Committee already approved the proposal. Bristol's superintendent says if this passes, it would be implemented in phases. To start next school year, the district would add a director of school safety and security. That would be the first person to carry a firearm in any of the schools. By state law, the people hired for that position and any others moving forward would have to be retired law enforcement officers. Board of Education Chair Shelby Pons says community response to those additional security measures have been positive and supportive. She went on to say in a statement, quote, "The Board of Education has a responsibility to listen to the community and consider revisions that can help keep our students and employees safe during the school day." Now, it will be up to the Board of Finance to figure out how to allocate city resources to meet the community's needs for this position. The Board of Ed meeting is at 7 o'clock tonight. Your reporter live in Bristol, Amanda Callahan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, the wind will continue ramping up as we head through this evening on this first alert weather day. The worst of the wind coming later on tonight. And before that, we do have the possibility for not only some showers, some downpours, but even some isolated thunderstorms that could be on the stronger side. That's between, say, 8 and midnight tonight. And then beyond, winds gusting statewide, perhaps up to, if not over 50 miles an hour. So we can see some isolated power outage concerns. Here are the wind gusts ramping up tonight on First Alert Futurecast. It's after midnight. We'll stop the clock at 1 a.m., 45 to 50 miles an hour, perhaps even above in a few spots. That is certainly a possibility. Then as we make our way through the day tomorrow, starting a bit on the windy side, 8 o'clock in the morning, still some gusts up to just over 30 miles an hour. But as the day moves forward, the wind relaxes. So by tomorrow evening, gusts 15 to 20, 25 miles an hour. So right now, our view from Waterbury, 55 degrees. We've got cloud cover, but otherwise we are dry border to border. Our view from New London, checking out the scene there. Southwesterly wind right now sustained at 22 miles an hour. Temperature currently at 60 degrees. So 62 New Haven. We've got mid-50s, mid and upper 50s inland. The wind right now out of the southwest. Again, that's going to be intensifying. These are not gusts. These are our recent sustained winds. 5 to 15 miles an hour inland. 15 to nearly 25 miles an hour for most along the shoreline. So while we're dry here in Connecticut currently, showers are as close as western Massachusetts, but what we're eyeing are these downpours and some embedded thunderstorms along a cold front moving out of the eastern Great Lakes. That's going to be arriving again here in Connecticut before midnight. So from the Storm Prediction Center, we actually have a level 1 risk that extends almost through the entirety of Connecticut now for a stronger storm, one that could perhaps reach near severe limits. It is the wind that these storms could produce that we're going to be monitoring. You can track them as well using the interactive radar on the free WFSB First Alert Weather app. So here's 8 o'clock, points thereafter. 9, 10 o'clock moving over central Connecticut and then quickly exiting. So reminiscent to what we saw Monday night here across Connecticut. So brief downpour, perhaps some rumbles of thunder. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to lots of sunshine. Note the wind arrows out of the northwest behind that cold front. So some relatively cooler air will be arriving for our Thursday. Otherwise, it is bright. We can just call it breezy. Upper 40s to near 50 across the Litchfield Hills. Elsewhere inland, low 50s, and along the shoreline will reach between, say, 50 and 55 degrees. Sun up tomorrow, 6:30. Sun sets at 4:39. We should see plenty of sunshine for our Thursday. And we'll see sunshine to start our Friday, but by the afternoon, we remain dry, but we become mostly cloudy. And note those wind arrows coming out of the southwest. That helps to bring in some milder air after a chilly start. And here comes another disturbance. It's going to bring some showers to Connecticut, during the Saturday early morning time frame. That wraps up quickly, and by the afternoon, not only dry, but fairly bright. So that bodes well for outdoor activities, including heading perhaps to the Yukon home game at Rentschler Field. If you're tailgating, perhaps heading there for kickoff at 3:30 should be good to go. Temperature Saturday afternoon 60 to 65. A couple degrees cooler, relatively cooler on Sunday. Sunday we start dry, otherwise mostly cloudy. A rising chance for rain during the afternoon and evening. And then behind that disturbance that brings rain later the weekend, the chilliest air of the season will be arriving. Mid and upper 40s on Monday, even chillier weather on Tuesday for Veterans Day. We're dry. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. It's also going to be a bit breezy, so we could be talking about wind chill values next week, with that wind making those 40-degree temps feel a bit chillier. By Wednesday, we're back up to perhaps over 50 degrees.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Well, this was all over social media last night. These strange swirls just spotted in the sky.
Yeah, did you see this, everybody? Many of you actually reached out to us about it. We checked it out today. It was actually a rocket carrying a weather satellite that had launched more than 2,000 miles away. Dr. Jay White from the Talcott Mountain Science Center explains.
What most people around here saw were upper stages of the spacecraft, and what happens is as they start to run out of fuel and the spacecraft is slowly turning, the fuel as it's coming out, the exhaust is actually crystallizing in the upper atmosphere. So you have just this perfect alignment of ice crystals and sunlight at that time of day. So what happens with that gentle turn of the spacecraft, it looks like a spiral in the sky.
Well, it's pretty incredible, and I can see why that would get a lot of attention. More of these types of launches, keep in mind, are expected in the future. We do have a way to track them on our website. Just go to WFSB.com. The federal government shutdown is officially now the longest shutdown in U.S. history.
And the impacts on air travel now starting to be seen at Bradley International Airport. Our Channel 3 crews found longer security lines and flight delays this morning at Bradley, much like the issues being experienced at other airports as of late. Air traffic controllers and TSA agents are considered essential employees, and they must report to work during the shutdown despite not getting paid right now. And this is causing some of these employees to not show up for work at various airports, impacting passengers all around the country.
I got an alert saying my layover's in Philadelphia, and it said it had less check-in lines.
The line was all the way back to the end of the terminal. I've never seen it that long.
Now, the advice for travelers is to check with your airline for the latest on your flight status before heading to the airport. The CBS Evening News is still ahead tonight.
And here's a look at what's coming up next.
The search for survivors near the Louisville airport after that fiery UPS plane crash yesterday. We have the latest.
And more than 100 people in Japan have been attacked by bears. It's so bad the government there has called in the military. That's ahead on the CBS Evening News.
All right, stay with us. The news at 6. We'll be right back.
Perfect mattress, easy. Experience the Sleep Lab at Jordan's.
Let's go town by town tonight, starting in New London, where the popular St. Sophia Church Greek Festival is now underway. This is video from past years. The event draws people from all around to enjoy traditional homemade Greek food, pastries, and imported Greek beverages. It looks really good. The festival goes through Friday.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Let's check out a pumpkin recycling plant in West Hartford. Westmore Park is a drop-off location where everybody's encouraged to bring their Halloween pumpkins instead of tossing them in the trash. They are collecting them right now through December 1st. Eventually, they'll be turned into energy and compost.
Right after a windy night across Connecticut, tomorrow a bright day. The wind begins to subside, and then on Friday, the wind picks up out of the southwest again. So we'll go from the low 50s tomorrow, back in the mid 50s on Friday. We're going to bookend the upcoming weekend. Showers early Saturday, then later Sunday, and then the chilliest air so far of the season arrives Monday into Tuesday of next week. The last time the Hartford area had a high temperature in the 40s was back on May 22nd. So you factor in the breeze that we're expecting Monday and Tuesday, those 40-degree temps will feel a bit chillier. Of course, it's a First Alert Weather Day. Mike Slifer will have much more on that ahead on Eyewitness News at 7.
Okay, Mark, thank you. And thank you for joining us tonight for the news here at 6.
Have a great night, everyone. We'll be back here with more news at 7.
WFSB Plus.